Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Saturday, August 26th. Figured it'd be a good time to break out some of my sticks, backpack, saddle, things like that, get that taken out, organized and ready. It'd be a good time to share with you what I'm going to be using this year. I did a video maybe a year or two ago with what I was using back then. It's changed slightly since then, so I figured it'd be good to go over what I'm using this year and just introduce you to some of these pieces of equipment and what I really like about them. So we can first start with the pack. I've had this for probably 3 years now. It's a Kuiu Venture 1800. It's a phenomenal pack. I do have it, like I said in the other video I've done on it before. It's got an internal frame sheet, so pretty rigid, which is nice for carrying either a small stand or saddle, platform and sticks. It's really supportive. The one gripe I have with this pack is that it is noisy. I mean, we're dealing with Cordura fabric here, so that's the one problem. It's not too big of an issue though, and I've never really seemed to have any problems because of it. You know, maybe I could have an issue in the future, but I think for the value you get with this pack, it has tons of different strapping options, lots of different storage, different pockets, and just a lot of features that make it really good for you know, a pack for this you know, mobile you know, saddle hunting or mobile hunting with a stand. So yeah, I'm running that again, and I'll put all this on the pack and show you how it looks when I'm carrying it in. I'm using the same saddle I've had for a few years now. This is the Latitude Method. It's the metal-free version. So you're not dealing with any metal buckles here. It's all like Prusik style knots for your waist belt and then your adjustable bridge. So this I really like. I'm sure I could probably find another saddle that may be a little more comfortable, but I'm really able to get this in a nice position on me since it's a dual panel system. I'm able to get it pretty comfortable up in the tree with it. And it's really lightweight. It tucks up like this when you're walking in, which is very compact. So I run that with one of their pouches for a rope. Speaking of ropes, two different ropes here. I use a 8mm Sterling Oplux for a tether, and then for alignments, this is Latitude's Vapor line, also like an 8mm line, I believe. So this is super lightweight. Both of these ropes super lightweight. I will be changing out the Prusik this year on my tether, going to a mechanical, just because I feel like it's just gonna be a little bit nicer, and I haven't done it over the last few years, so I really want to move on to that and just see how much I like it. All right, so the other pouch that I run on my saddle is a pouch from Eastern Woods Outdoors. It's just a kind of a felt pouch, almost about the same size as the one Latitude brings. So usually I'll keep my tether in here. Sometimes I go from keeping my linesman's in this pouch and keeping both ropes in there. Sometimes I just put extra things I'm bringing into the tree with me in this pouch. But what I do always carry in is the Eastern Woods. I think the Amsteel guy might make this, but this is like just a Amsteel daisy chain that I run some S-beaners on for hanging the bow, quiver, or hang whatever gear I have with me up in the tree or hanging my pack. I'll also hang it off of this. It has a metal night eyes clamp here, so I'll be able to hook it around the tree to any size tree, cinch it tight. So I'll have those up there with me. So that's pretty much my hanging system. It works pretty well. Haven't had too many issues. The one thing I find sometimes is if I am bringing a lot in the pack and there's a lot of weight in there, that rope will sometimes jump and stretch down the tree. But usually once it's set, it's good. So that also goes on the saddle. The other thing I bring with me, and this will tie into the sticks, is from a Backwoods Mobile Gear. Now, I've used multiple aiders over the years on all the sticks I've run. So I've made my own. I've run webbing strap steps. I've run kind of webbing to rigid steps hanging off the bottom stick, all sticks. I've done a bunch of different things. and I have found that this is by far my favorite way to use an aider. Backwards Mobile Gear has this webbing strap that cinches around your boot on one end, has a bungee with a clip that clips to like your belt loop, and on the top is an AM steel loop here. Now if you're running sticks that have any sort of Versa button on them, this loop will loop over that. So the way you utilize this is just to extend your reach on your sticks, whether you use it on the first stick or on all sticks. You would set that higher up, and this loop will ride just around above your knee, and that will get you up onto that loop, and it just works as a mobile aider. So it's super lightweight, weighs literally nothing. You don't even notice it. You can toss it in your pack. If you don't want to use it, you don't want to use it, and you don't have things dangling off your sticks. So that's been one of my favorite upgrades so far, is using this. If I don't want to use it, I don't notice it's in your pack and it's not hanging off your sticks. When you do use it, it's super easy. You just loop it right on the button and you go right up. It's honestly one of my favorite pieces to have. So this is a huge thing. If you're looking for this, it's Backwards Mobile Gear. They have other options as well for aiders, but that is by far my favorite. The sticks, I got these a couple of years ago. These are the Beast Gear sticks. They're the shorter version, not the original longer version. Just fully stealth stripped and hockey taped on here, so cut down on noise. On my bottom stick, I run this daisy chain AM steel. It's like an 8-foot line, and it just helps for when I'm on maybe a bigger tree that's real flared out at the bottom, or if I'm on a tree where I have like a double trunk and I can't really get around one stem, I'll go around both since I have the longer rope here. So I run that on my bottom stick, and then just the regular Beast straps that come with the sticks. And these have been exceptional. I mean, moving from what I was using in the past, which were like some Hawk Heliums that I modified, these have been fantastic. Super quiet, rock solid. They don't move at all when they're on the tree, and they stack really well. They stack pretty tight. If you're comparing them to, say, a Lone Wolf Custom Gear step or stick, they're not going to stack as nicely, but they certainly work fantastic. I picked them up when they were on sale, so I got a really good value with those sticks. Moving on, this is the tethered platform. I used this for the first time last year. Did a little paint job on it to take off that factory shine that kind of looks like it has when you first get them. So I like this. I like it for the size is pretty good. The weight is great. It's definitely lightweight. The quality is really not fantastic in my opinion. It's just a cast aluminum style. But the joint where this post rides, not super nice. It works. Everything works. The bracket up here, it doesn't really mesh very well with the post. It seems a little bit cheaper in my opinion, in terms of, it probably is what you pay for. But it works fine. Works totally fine. I used to have a Mission platform from Trophy Line, and that was a much larger platform, and I wanted to size down to see what I would like with a smaller, more lightweight friendly platform that was a little heavy, around 5 pounds. This is a lot lighter, probably around 3 pounds. Now realizing after a few years of doing this, I would take the weight penalty to get a slightly larger platform, I think, because the amount of situations I've found myself in now where being able to turn around and shoot my weak side or getting around a certain tree or limb, you really need sometimes a little bit bigger platform. I know you can kind of get creative with saddle hunting, and people will show you how you can really lean and get far away, but from what I've found and experienced, sometimes when you put yourself in really awkward positions, it's going to set you up for a really awkward shot that you may not have practiced, and that can lead to misses or poor hits. So I think striking a balance of finding a platform that you feel like you can get the best footing possible will be the best option. So for right now, I'm probably going to keep this again for this year, just because I don't really feel like buying another one at the moment. But if I was going to choose another platform, I would certainly look at something a little bit bigger than this. But for now, it's working. So I will be self-filming again this year. Running the Lone Wolf custom gear arm, painted to match the platform. So this works great, really lightweight. I was filming with a DSLR and a lens, and I have ditched that, and now we'll be running with just an iPhone because I feel like I'll actually probably film a lot more if I just have to carry my phone into the woods. Kind of no excuses. I'm always going to have it with me, so I should be able to get at least something on film. But I'll be running it on this arm, running just a small fluid head and using the iPhone to film with. I'll also have a second angle with the Osmo Action camera. So this works great. It works pretty well with you know, a DSLR with a decent sized lens. There was a little bit of bounce, you know, when you really got extended, but you know, you really couldn't see it too much in the videos. It wasn't too bad. So this works great. Definitely keeping this. Probably won't get rid of it. So that's pretty much what I'm running, bringing into the tree with me. Of course, obviously bringing my bow and whatnot, but for the saddle stick and backpack platform, this is what I'm using, and it's worked great last year. This is exactly what I ran last year. Really don't need to change anything this year. You know, a few little upgrades here or there might make life a little nicer, but for now, this is the system. All right, guys. So quickly, I wanted to show you how this saddle platform and sticks, how everything kind of packs on here. Normally, I'll take my camera arm. This will fit inside. There are small pouches in here that tucks into pretty nicely. The platform itself goes right on top like this. And what I do have with this pack, which makes it really nice, is it's very flexible in the way you can set it up, is I have 4 straps that kind of crisscross across the front of the pack here. So I'll take 2 of these inner straps. This holds my platform on. And what's nice about this is I can attach my platform to the pack separately from my sticks, so I don't have to mess with taking this off when I get to the tree. So this mounts kind of firmly on here. These straps, you just cinch them right down. So there's my platform on there. Like I mentioned before, these aren't the most compact stacking sticks, but when you turn these sideways, they do take up a pretty small overall profile. So what I do from here is use these other 2 straps, go right over the top on both ends of this. So then I can cinch these sticks right down over top of the platform. So it'll be the first things I take off when I get to the tree. And I mean, that is like rock solid. They're not going anywhere. And you can see, I mean, in terms of overall size, they stick off the back a little bit, but not bad. They don't come over the top. They're not hanging off down on the bottom. So they're really compact. The fit is nice and narrow. They're not sticking, hanging off the side. So going through tight woods, which I'm constantly doing here in Massachusetts, a lot of the stuff I'm hunting is super thick. So it's really nice to have a compact setup on my back that really doesn't weigh much at all. Obviously there's nothing in the backpack right now, but I usually don't take too much with me. So this setup works really good. It's quiet. The straps in the backpack hold everything down really well. When I get to the tree, I can pop these off, take these out of the way. I can just take one strap off of my platform, so when I get up to the tree, it's really easy to get off my back. That's pretty much how I run it, and it's been working really well. I know I mentioned earlier in the video that this pack is a little noisy. There's probably ways I can quiet it down a little bit, but overall it hasn't caused me any fits with busting out deer or anything yet. So it works well, especially if you take your time. But yeah, so I'll put links in the description to some of this stuff so you guys can check it out. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments, let me know. And just let me know what you think. Is this a pretty decent setup in your opinion? Let me know what you guys are thinking. So we're getting pretty close. It's almost September here, so about a month out for deer season for many of us. And yeah, if you guys have questions at all, drop them down below, let me know. Otherwise, good luck this year.